Yeah, what can I do for you, Rod? You just tell me, what can I do for you?
It's a very personal, very important thing. Hell, it's a family motto. Are you ready, Jerry?
I'm ready.
Just want to make sure you're ready, brother. Here it is. Show me the money.
Yeah. I've been on the come up, running to the ones go. Boy, I got that one up, hustle when the funds low. Sundown the sun up, all I want is the cash. Now homie, run me the stash, put the ones in the bag. Now count up, count up, count up, count up. I'm talking 1 milli, 2 milli, 3 milli, 4 billy, 5 billy, I'm illy. I've been on the come up, counting money till my thumbs hurt. No Birdman, bitch, but I'm a stunner. Just watch how you run up. I keep a couple gunners, I've been grinding all winter just to flex all over summer shit. Wrist cold when I fall through, rose go to my arm, boo. In and out of my city, but come whenever I call you. Who gon' love me more than when I'm stacking out on tour? Them hoes that made it past security, they knocking on my door. You gon' be there when they gone. Show my love by getting more. Hustle so you ain't alone. You won't leave me, that's for sure. I'm talking Benjis, Franklin's, all these hundos on my floor. I just broke a couple bands, believe me, I've been going hard. I'm tipping bottle after bottle, swerving model after model. Who won't cash? That's the motto. Spend it like I hit the lotto. Yeah, I'm loving my life. I know that I ain't shit without you. Actions speak louder than words. They broke cause they just talk about you, huh? I've been on the come up, running to the ones go. Boy, I got that one up, hustle when the funds low. Sundown the sun up, all I want is the cash. Now homie, run me the stash, put the ones in the bag. Now count up, count up, count up, count up. I'm talking 1 milli, 2 milli, 3 milli, 4 billy, 5 billy, I'm illy. Money bag after money bag, I'm the man now. Play the cards that I was dealt and I ain't need no handouts. Fresh on every set, get respect, mama out of debt. Got a new connect, we the best, homie run the check. Wifey got a new bag, new house, you mad? We just doing us, feeling wavy, fuck a do-rag. This that no stress flow, bobbing on my ex. She don't love cash, kiss my ass, baby XO. Thank you for that line, Mr. West, but I'm next though. Hey, you me to say it, bitch, I'm blessed, sipping XO. For the love of money, I stay fucking hungry. I parted ways with the kitchen, that just wasn't for me. Every show they love me, now I'm showing love back. They ain't taking nothing from me, so I throw a couple stacks. You when I'm in your town, have some fun, blow a bag. Fuck with me when I'm around, trust me, shorty, I'll be back, huh? I've been on the come up, running to the ones go. Boy, I got that one up, hustle when the funds low. Sundown the sun up, all I want is the cash. Now homie, run me the stash, put the ones in the bag. Now count up, count up, count up, count up. I'm talking 1 milli, 2 milli, 3 milli, 4 billy, 5 billy, I'm illy.
Yay. What's going on, everybody? I'm having technical difficulties here. Welcome to the Alphabets Football Show. I'm your host who's having technical difficulties here, Marcus the Alphabets, where we talk a little bit of football. God, I'm doing my coffee talk intro.
It's pretty much the same.
I ain't did this in so long. I'm used to doing my coffee talk intro. Welcome to Alphabets Football Show, where we talk our favorite sport in the whole wide world. This is football. I'm your host, Marcus the Alphabets. We take you on about a 45-minute journey to discuss our favorite sport in the whole wide world, which is football. But first things first, I'd like to introduce my lovely co-host. I call her Miss Bruce Willis because she's diehard. Mona, what's good? You there?
I am here. I am.
She goes with that. She know I like red. So you know I like red. She got the red and she got.
I will not lie. I wore it to the doctor's office today.
Hey, it's cool. It's cool. Hey, you can wear red every day. Mona,
I got great news today at the doctor's office. I went to the new diabetic place because I've been on a new medication for the last couple of months. Made me sick as a dog. I've lost about 20 pounds since December. But of course, hospital in December, hospital in January. But my A1C, the last time my regular doctor took it, was 13.3, which is really, really high.
okay.
And I'm down to 9.6. And like, they like 5.5 to 6.0, A1C numbers. And I'm on my way down. So,
Okay.
wish me luck.
Well, it's good to see you. When it's not football, everybody kind of goes their separate ways, and we do shows from time to time. Look, even though it's not really football season, even though the new football league year did just start a few days ago, we're not going to have any real games until like September, but football is constantly going on. We had the Super Bowl. That was the last time we did our show. And then, you have the combine. We had the combine a few weeks back. Then free agency started this week. And that's why we're doing this show. In the age of free agency, you see players moving around. And that's one of the ways to build your team. And people that we expected, that we had a sneaky suspicion that they were going to be moved to different teams. We saw it. So that's what we wanted to talk about here. And I do coffee talk. We talk about it, but I like to do stuff. I like to do stuff with my lovely co-host because we haven't had a chance to chop it up. She's been doing things. I've been doing some things, and when it's not football season, I'll be having other things going on. Y'all still see me around. We'll be around though.
Both of my granddaughters are going to be playing T-ball this year. So, I'm going to be
in and out, running around, and my daughter's in high school and all that stuff. So we'll be around. We're doing shows like every day, but y'all still see me on Coffee Talk, and every now and then I can kind of coerce my lovely co-host to come in here and do a show with me. I like chopping it up with her. I don't see a lot of people in here because we didn't really make an announcement. With me and Mom was like, let's do a show. I want to talk about free agency. So I'm like, okay. When my co-host asked me, let's roll. I don't care if it's 1 people here, 5 people here. If you miss it, go back and watch the show. Watch us on.
And I didn't tag everybody in the group, so
nobody's really expecting this, and that's okay. That's okay. We'll put the show out there. You can watch it later on. I know no one was really expecting us to do a show, and that's okay. That's okay. Get in the comment section. We're going to still do the show. Not going to be in here too long, but there are some things that we want to discuss. I talked about some of this stuff. Shout out to Andre Torch Robinson. We did some World Class Wednesday, but there's some stuff that has popped up in the past couple of days that I want to discuss. So let's do this. To hear it go.
All right. So this is day 1 of free agency. Notable day 1 moves.
And look, it is a race. You had legal tampering starting on Monday, I believe, and then the actual league year didn't start until Wednesday at 4 Eastern. So these guys, they start talking last weekend. They kind of you're not going to be back next. You're not going to be on our team next year. Go ahead and start making arrangements. You kind of know the guys that are, they weren't tagged because they could have tagged them a couple of weeks ago. So they weren't tagged. The Seahawks had said they weren't going to tag Kenneth Walker. We're a little bit surprised with that. This guy's a Super Bowl MVP. And I have people telling me, oh, Marcus, he's not going to make that much money. I'm like, dude, he's the Super Bowl MVP. He's going to be one of the top paid backs in the league. He's very explosive. And going to the Chiefs, Mona, this guy, the Chiefs. And we've seen.
What we were talking about a couple of years ago was Pacheco and how he came out and how he was just a beast in that backfield. And then he broke his leg, and he's never been the same since he broke his leg. Never in my mind did I dream that Kenneth Walker would be a Kansas City Chief this season. I never dreamed Seattle would let him go. I thought for sure that Seattle would sign him.
Well, I thought once Charbonnet got hurt in the playoffs, and they kind of formed a 1-2 punch over there. I thought maybe they were the second best running back duo in the league. I thought it was the Lions backfield, Sonic and Knuckles. They're no longer together. Gibbs and Montgomery. Montgomery, he's down in Houston now. That's a hell of a pickup for him. We'll talk about that in a minute. But I thought Charbonnet and Walker were the second best wide receiver running back tandem in the league. And Charbonnet's kind of that short yardage guy. He's the guy who had all the touchdowns. I think he had 10 or 12 rushing touchdowns. They get close to the end zone. He powers it in. And Walker kind of runs it up and down the field. He's not a little dude, but he's much faster, a little bit shiftier. Y'all saw what he did in the Super Bowl. I thought he was a difference maker.
Against a defense that I thought, and I think the defense would have been okay, but I think the rookie quarterback had a rookie game.
Yeah.
I seen him mismatching receivers and just throwing too late, holding on to the ball too long, kind of thing.
He looked like a rookie. He looked like a guy that's he looked phased, and we hadn't really seen that from Drake May too much. He didn't have the greatest of playoffs, but you kind of saw it. I think what they call that
different, you know?
Yeah.
Because he wasn't making mistakes in the playoffs. I mean, he wasn't what he had done all season, but what I noticed and what I liked about Drake May is from game 1 to game 16.
Yeah.
The improvement throughout the season that you've seen. They have their franchise quarterback.
Yeah, I agree, but it's crazy to me, Mona, because there's people that were saying, well, I don't think he's that good, because he had a very bad.
Well, and he was also facing a pretty good defense.
Yeah,
because Seattle's defense did not start off like they ended the season, and the way they played in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, yeah.
It takes a good season to really start showing for teammates to start gelling together to where your corner and your safety are on the same mindset, so they know this one's going to go in, I'm going to go in behind, and that way I'm giving that extra protection kind of thing. And you see them once they start gelling together, and the further the season goes along, then you're like, wow.
They start gelling together.
Yes.
But what you were saying earlier, back to Kenneth Walker, Mona, I totally agree with you. Look, Pacheco, I really liked him. We always talk about his running style. He runs like he's angry at the ground. But I think that those lower leg injuries kind of took some of his explosiveness. Pacheco was a 4-3. Pacheco was a 4-3 guy. He's not a slow guy. But I think those lower leg injuries start catching up to him. Now you get a guy in there in Kenneth Walker, Super Bowl MVP. They paid him. He's averaging $15 million per year. And they lost Pacheco. Pacheco, by the way, Pacheco, he's in Detroit now. He's going to be probably the power guy with Gibbs up in Detroit now. But I like this move for them. And look, the Chiefs have 2 first-round picks. They traded away. We'll talk about what they did here later on. But I like this move for them. Very good move. To have that running game in there, I think they're going to need to lean a little bit more on the running game with Patrick Mahomes tearing his ACL. I don't know how well he comes back next year. I don't think he'll be what he was at the beginning of the season. It might take a little bit of time or it might not even be next year at all, because we've seen with a torn ACL, we've seen a lot of times that guys don't really start to get back to themselves until that second year after the ACL. Tyler Linderbaum, he leaves the Ravens and he goes to the Raiders. Raiders got a lot of money. This was day one, but the Raiders have probably spent some of the most money. They got both the Georgia linebackers. They picked up Nakobe Dean. They picked up Quay Walker, both the Georgia guys. I mean, they're going out there. Tyler Linderbaum's probably was the top ranked offensive lineman in free agency. He's considered one of the better centers in the game to get him to lead Baltimore, that power running game over there. I think he'll fit right in with the Raiders. They want to pound the rock with Genty. So you got that guy. We'll talk about the draft in a little bit. I like that move for them. Tua, we kind of.
I think that could very well bite Ravens in the ass on offense.
It might just be that. Look, your center is your
replace this guy.
Yeah. Your center is basically the quarterback of your offensive line. He's the one who makes all the checks to the other guy. Hey, this guy's coming. This guy's coming. Get ready for this here. So, I mean, this guy has been I don't know if he's an All-Pro, but I know he's been a Pro Bowl center. So that's Mona. With what the Ravens like to do in that power run scheme with Derrick Henry and the RPOs they run with Lamar Jackson. That could come back to bite them in the butt. I totally agree with you. The Tua experiments over in Miami. We knew this was kind of coming. I was a little bit skeptical just from the money part of it because they have a $99 million dead cap hit.
Yeah.
$99 million.
Basically, Miami's going to be paying
him not to be on the team. Not to be on the team. Not to be on it. We're paying you not to be on the team. Look, it's just he goes to the Falcons. Look, they're not paying any money for him. I think he's only getting $1.5 million from them, but he's still getting paid from the Dolphins because a lot of that was guaranteed. But this is a cautionary tale for overpaying quarterbacks. I never thought he should have been one of the top 5 highest paid quarterbacks. He's making $53 million.
Yeah.
And doesn't have one playoff win. Not one. And you're going to the Falcons now.
All right, I'm going to say something, and Dak Prescott. But I also remember when they paid Dak all that money, you were the first Dallas Cowboy fan, well, probably the second, because David Anderson, a friend of mine, him and his wife, said the same thing. They should not have paid him that kind of money considering he hasn't got them past one playoff game.
Yeah, he's won 2, but if I'm making you the highest paid quarterback, you need to at least have made it to the NFC Championship.
Exactly.
So Tua, look, I don't know. I've been on record with this, Mona. I think you have too. You can speak for yourself, but I thought years ago that Tua should have retired. It just doesn't go away. The concussions, he's injury prone. Y'all have heard me say, the bone density of a calcium deprived toddler. I say that, and I've been saying that for years, and I think I've been proven right with that. I like the kid. I wish him well, but they also got a quarterback there in Atlanta who can't stay healthy either in Penix. They just drafted Michael Penix at number 8 a couple of years ago. So those guys will battle over there for that starting position. Who replaces Tua in Miami is Malik Willis. We've talked about him. Look, this guy, he got drafted. Mona, there was talk in his rookie year when he was coming out of Liberty, I believe.
Everybody had
we thought he was mocked to the Steelers. He took a couple
I'll be honest with you. I would have rather had Willis than Kenny Pickett.
Well, there was talk. We were shocked when we did our draft show.
From day one, I told everybody I did not want Kenny Pickett. And everyone's like, "Oh, give him a chance. You never know." And I'm like, "No, look at his hands. He's just no."
Yeah.
Never did like him.
So Malik Willis replaces him in Miami.
Super Bowl ring. Pickett's got a Super Bowl.
He got a Super Bowl ring. So Willis goes to the Dolphins. He's gonna go. They paid him to be their starter. Falcons don't have a good offensive line, and we'll see. They got a new regime down there. Mike McDaniels got fired. So look, the kid, he has some weapons. They do have Achane. They still got Waddle. They got a couple of weapons over there, so we'll see what happens. Good luck to him. You know, he kind of redeemed himself. He kind of was a bust with Tennessee. He sits behind Jordan Love with the Packers and kind of redeemed himself. He came in there in some spot duty and looked very well and you know, looked pretty good. And he made himself some money. So now he's looking like he's going to be the starting quarterback for the Dolphins. Michael Pittman Jr., the Indianapolis Colts former number one receiver, wide receiver one. He gets picked up and goes to the Steelers. I like this move. Look, I thought the thing that really hurt the Steelers last year was the fact that they did not have a number two receiver. I believe in today's game, you're only as good as your second receiver. I believe if you only got one good receiver, that what teams are going to do, they're just going to take him away. This guy, I don't view him quite as a number one. He had to be the number one for Indianapolis because they were kind of lacking with weapons. They decided to stick with Alex Pierce, who was a free agent. They extended him and they let Michael Pittman go after they paid Michael Pittman. So
yeah,
he goes there. He's going to be on the other side of DK Metcalf. I like this move. Now, look, the age-old question remains: who's playing quarterback? Moni, your thoughts on Pittman going there? What do you think about that?
I'm pretty psyched about it. You know, the initial question with Pittsburgh is, who's going to be your quarterback? Mm-hmm. Is Aaron Rodgers coming back? I think he is. I think that it's a reunion, basically. Mm-hmm. I think you got a reunion with this team. I think that, hey, Dwayne, hey, Dalton, and Robert Leader, good to see you all.
Like to share the show, guys.
I think it was a great move because I agree with you 100%. And especially when DK done the stupid shit and got suspended the last two games of the season. Although we did pull off one of the games, you know, without him. No way Cleveland beats us if DK was in that game. No way Cleveland Browns beat us if DK's in that game. Now that we have a strong number two, and I'm like you, maybe a 1.75. I might give him a 1.75. I don't think it's the true number one. But I think having those two guys on the perimeters, and then you've got Roman Wilson and Skowronek. I love that guy. You just got to understand. Every time when I see him on the field out there, I get all excited because he always does some magic shit that nobody's expecting. And then, you know, we're getting Washington back. We're getting, you know, Scott Pat Freiermuth. Yeah, we lost a couple of Johnny Smith and Hayward.
And Austin, Calvin Austin, too.
And Calvin Austin.
Yeah.
But I think what we gained in Rico Dowdle, now we're kicking with bacon grease. I hated that we lost Gainwell. I really felt that they would offer him more money to stay in Pittsburgh. I really thought they would. I mean, because he's getting $7 million a year. Where did he go?
Where did I forget where Gainwell went. I just think
he didn't go to the Bucs.
He did go to the Bucs. He went there. He replaced Rashard White. Rashard White left, and Rashard White went to the he replaced Rashad White with Tampa Bay. I forget where Rashad White went though.
And Gainwell signed a 2-year, $14 million deal, and I really felt like Pittsburgh would offer him $7 million to stay in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, it's just that you needed that. Gainwell's not really that power back. I think Rico's more your traditional Steelers back. He's a cold weather, I formation, run the ball down your throat type guy. So I like that. They're looking good. We'll talk a little bit more about that. Mike Evans, Tampa Bay. Look, Tampa Bay legend.
I think that's a hell of a pickup. I think that they had to get Purdy some more receivers out there on that field. You know, losing Brandon Ayuk the way they did, and him just not showing up last year, whatever. I think kind of put a little bit of a hamper on the 49ers gameplay. You know, they were still winning football games. And even when Purdy got hurt with Mac Jones,
Yeah.
I am still waiting to see where Mac Jones possibly could go if they decided to trade him.
Yeah, he's still got another year in his deal over there. They just didn't have reliable guys. Ricky Pearsall, they spent the first round pick on him. He can't stay. He got shot or stabbed.
No,
like
you know what? I got to address something real fast, and I always do that. That way you can read it. I do not think that Cousins is going to the Steelers. I do not believe that.
He's saying if he doesn't come back, if Rodgers doesn't come back, I
don't even think if Rodgers don't come back that they pick up Cousins. I just don't see it.
Did you see Rodgers going to the Steelers last year? Because I remember we did a show. You're like, there's no why he's coming. He's not coming here. No way.
No, I did not say that. I said I didn't want him coming to
You didn't want him.
As much as I love him, you know how I love him, Nicolas Cage of the Pittsburgh Steelers. You know how I love him. But I did not want him in Pittsburgh.
He did pretty good. I thought he did pretty good considering.
He did great considering he only had a number one receiver on this team.
Yeah.
And they were picking up these, played some chemistry with him, had played with him in Green Bay. I think that kind of helped a little as well. But I wasn't sold on the guys they picked up on. I mean, Dead Hands guy, I can't think of what his name is.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. See, the thing with I don't ever know. Rodgers he's a different cat. He's just a different. I don't know what he's going to do. He might fade off into the sunset.
No,
I think he's the kind of guy. I think he's the kind of guy when
he's not fading off anywhere. Listen, if he retires, he's going to retire at the end of the season. If he gets knocked out of the playoffs, that you're going to, in the after post game show, you're going to hear him say, "Yeah, I'm hanging up my cleats. This is it." He is not going to just fade out. He's not. He's too much of a prima donna to do that.
He's a wild card. And see, if I'm the Steelers, I'm not. Yeah.
So
I can't. If I'm building my team, I can't wait on him. Me as a GM, my job is to make sure that we have a team ready to go. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see.
I think McCarthy already knows one way or the other. I think he already knows if Rodgers is coming back. Look,
they probably have a verbal agreement. I don't think Rodgers really. He's never been the one that really liked to go to training camp. I think with Rodgers, I think he really is. I really do believe he doesn't.
Training camp in Pittsburgh.
What's that?
But he showed up in training camp with Pittsburgh.
He did, and that was with Tomlin. Look, and let's not forget. They did not end up on the best of terms when McCarthy got fired from Green Bay. So I think that too. I think he's going to have to kind of walk on shells a little bit. Hey, I really kind of like for you to come back. We'll see, Mike. We'll see. I probably, but I don't know. So it's
the thing is, I still think McCarthy and Rodgers actually still had a great friendship. I don't think. I do. Because McCarthy pretty much let Rodgers do what he wanted to do.
Okay, and Matt LaFleur kind of let him do what he wanted to do too. That's not a respect. I don't think that
Matt and LaFleur rubbed each other the wrong way from day one. He was not a huge LaFleur fan.
He's not because he's young, and Rodgers kind of looked at him like this young guy. He's the head coach, so we'll see. We'll get to
the biggest thing with Rodgers coming to Pittsburgh. He came to play for Mike Tomlin.
Yeah.
And now that Mike Tomlin stepped down.
Yeah.
You kind of see the air kind of just go out of Rodgers at that point.
Yeah.
Because I think had Tomlin been there, I think Tomlin would have known he was coming back the following season.
Yeah. I think it kind of surprised. I think it kind of surprised everybody.
Well, the McCarthy look, there ain't nobody more surprised than what I am that McCarthy is the head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers. I look at his age and I think, really? I mean, because we've always went after younger head coaches.
Mm-hmm.
And there were quite a few head coaches out there in the running that I thought had a really good chance of becoming the head coach in Pittsburgh. Never did I dream that Mike McCarthy would be the head coach of.
And I
still say I feel like that's a little bit of a flip off from the Rooney saying this is what you get for wanting Tomlin gone.
Be careful what you wish for.
The more I listen to McCarthy, the more I kind of like this move. Just the things that he talks about when he does give the press conferences, I really think this was his dream, was to come to Pittsburgh. Back home.
Well, he would be the most let me see here. He would be the most experienced coach. Stefanski got fired and Mike Tomlin stepped down. So he would be Zach Taylor. He's been the longest tenured coach he's the longest tenured coach in the AFC North now. But we're going to see. We'll definitely see. So anyway, Mike Evans, this was a surprise for me, but I just think, look, he said he considered Buffalo, but he looked at look, Shanahan has a lot of respect in the as far as like his offensive prowess. He gets to go there. He's not what he was. He's not an incredibly fast guy, but look, I think he would be their most reliable guy. Again, they spent the first round pick on Ricky Pearsall. He can't seem to stay healthy. Jawan Jennings, he's another guy. I think he's a free agent. Kittle can't stay healthy. CMC can't stay healthy. And I think he could be that guy in clutch time that can go up. He's a high point specialist. And, go out with a winning organization. So that kind of surprised me. He's Mr. Tampa Bay. He's Mr. Tampa Bay. And
I love you, Dwayne.
You don't have dreams. Yeah, he got a melon. He got a melon over there. Jalen Phillips, he goes to Carolina. Look, Carolina's their defense was already pretty damn good.
Yeah.
They got their edge guy. And then they go and get probably the highest ranked linebacker in free agency, and Devin Lloyd, former linebacker for the Jacksonville Jaguars. I like this. And I like the fact that the Eagles lost. I mean, I also like the fact that they lost Reed Blankenship. The rich get richer. Reed Blankenship, he's, kind of a quarterback in that secondary. He goes to the Texans. Like, they need more help with that team over there. Just the Texans need a Pro Bowl safety. He's a guy, he's not flashy. He's going to be where he's supposed to be. Very heady player. Likely he goes to the.
Like they really needed him.
Yeah.
So they solidified that.
The rich get richer. The rich get richer. They already got Stingley and Petrie, and now they get a safety back there. Likely he follows his coach, Isaiah Likely. He follows his coach up to the Giants.
I'm going to tell you something right now. I think that was one of the biggest mistakes the Baltimore Ravens made, getting rid of Likely, because he was the best one on that team.
Yeah, and they extended Mark Andrews. I didn't really get that.
Andrews, to me, I'm not impressed with him at all.
Yeah, he's a shell of himself. You know, you look at him, you look at Kelsey. This guy, he makes incredible catches. He's a high ball catcher. He's a pretty damn good athlete. I think you're going to see a lot of 2 tight end sets with the Giants, doing a lot of stuff that Harbaugh did with the Ravens. Theo Johnson, he's their guy. I think he kind of jumps over him. They want to be a physical football team. Scatterboo, and Jackson Dart, and he'll probably catch a lot of balls, especially with Malik Neighbors coming off of a torn ACL. So he'll probably see a lot of targets early in the season. And then Jags, they lose their.
That shocks me. This shocks me.
What, Etienne?
Yeah, I cannot believe Jags let him go.
Yeah.
I mean, and I feel sorry, Dalton. I'm not talking bad about your Saints, but I am going to talk bad about your Saints. Although I do like your quarterback that you have. I think you turned out to be a lot better quarterback than what we thought.
Yeah, Tyler Shuck played real good.
And I think that helps. That helps him.
Yeah, and I think this
in that backfield.
And I think this spells the end for Kamara with the Saints. I think that pretty much. I tell y'all all the time, when they go get a guy and they pay a high price free agent, okay, and they
on the wall,
or they go get a high draft pick that plays the same position as you. I was like, okay, that's it. That's Alvin Kamara. You're pretty much done. So, and the writing was they just couldn't afford him. They couldn't afford Etienne. He had an outstanding year last year, but they did draft a kid, Bashal Tootin, out of Virginia Tech. I think that's where he came from. And they kind of start grooming him to be the guy there. He's going to have to take over there pretty fast. But look, Etienne, he can catch the ball. He's very explosive back. So they went and got their guy early in the draft there. So that was day one. That was just day one. We're like day 4 now. But just a quick recap of that. But we've seen some other moves. There's been rumors that Trent Williams. Yeah, He's 36, 37 years old, and he still
plays quite well for his age.
Not all pro, but he's still pretty. I mean, his falling off is better than a lot of people's career years.
I agree.
Yeah.
He played years in New Orleans.
Yeah, I think you see him. I think if somebody offers them a bag of peanuts for Kamara, I think he could be had, especially now with Etienne there. So that's day one. There's been so much more. What do we got here? Who is that with the Bucks?
Jamal Dean signs with the Steelers.
Look, outstanding move, and we got a slot of the entire Steelers secondary. They have totally remade that secondary. Outstanding move for them. I like that. Calvin Austin, their speed slot guy, he goes to John. Look, they're trying Harbaugh. This is your Zay Flowers type guy in Baltimore for them. Harbaugh saw him twice a year. Calvin Austin, a speedy guy. More of a 3 slot guy, but he's one of the faster guys on the field, shifty. I like that for them. Again, he's going to have to hold down the fort until Malik Neighbors comes back. Him and Likely will probably have to hold it down. And Kyler Murray, we saw this coming. Just kind of, their coach got fired, and it was just the writing was on the wall. It was the writing on the wall. And the concerns that I had with him have always been the concerns that I've had with him. And I've said this even
like short quarterbacks.
Football is a big man sport. I tell you, I'm a sizist and I'm a speedist. Yep. If you're a slow football player or you're a small football player, you're not going to be one of my favorite players, because football is a big, fast, athletic man sport. Kyler's fast. He's very fast. He's shifty, but he's 5'9", maybe 5'10" in cleats. And that is a competitive disadvantage when you're trying to throw over guys that are 6'5", 6'6", 6'7", and then they're putting their arms up for another 2 feet over. You're throwing over an 8 or 9 foot wall. That's what you're trying to do at 5'9".
Yeah.
So, and then you've been injured. So he goes to now. This shows what they think of. This shows what they think of JJ McCarthy. I think this also shows what the Cardinals thought of Kyler. But I think this also goes to show we cannot have another year like that with having a receiver like Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison and TJ Hawkinson and Aaron Jones and some of these guys that they have over. We are not going to waste the prime of Justin Jefferson, and he doesn't have a quarterback. So we'll see. They'll probably be competing.
They had a quarterback, and they let him
go. And he
let him go. And guess what? They let him go, and he wins the Super Bowl.
Wins the Super Bowl. Rico Dowdle, former Cowboy, former Carolina Panther, he goes to the Steelers. I love this move. We talked about it a little bit. I don't want to talk too much about it. I like this as a power element that I think the Steelers have missed since Najee Harris was there. But here's the plus. He has speed too. When he gets to the secondary, he will run through you and he will run by you. And he will finish a run and put his helmet in your chest. I like that. I think that they needed that. I think they missed that last year with Warren. I don't view Warren as that type of back. I know Gainwell's not that type of back. And you get a guy like that at the end of games who can punish defenses. Outstanding. He had said he wanted to get up out of Carolina because I thought they kind of didn't really appreciate him. Chuba got hurt. He came in and played very well while Chuba got hurt. And then when the Chuba gets back, they bench him. So that kind of pissed him off. And he said, I want to get up out of here. Buccaneers, they signed former Steelers running back. This is your Rachaad White replacement. They still got Bucky Irving. I thought that, I mean, they're kind of the same back, but Gainwell, we saw what Gainwell could do. I think he's one of the better pass catching backs in the league. You know, I think he got drafted by the Eagles, goes to the Steelers. We saw what he could do last year. He goes to the Bucks. And Jaquan Brisker, again, we're going to talk about that Steelers secondary just in a minute here, but I like it. They're redoing that secondary. We saw Jalen Ramsey get moved from corner to safety. Mona, what do they call cornerbacks that can't run anymore?
Safeties.
When you can't, as a corner, I keep telling y'all, just speed is also an element in football. Well, he's strong and he's powerful. He can't run. Yeah. As a cornerback, you get isolated and you can't run anymore, and you're on an island with Tyreek Hill or Xavier Worthy or Jamar Chase or CeeDee Lamb or George Pickens, and they run by you. So you have to be able to run.
Hey, John.
You put Brisker back there. He's probably going to play on that free safety role on the Steelers with Ramsey. No, Ramsey's the free. Brisker's going to be a strong, and that's what you got there. So he had a very good year last year in that Bears defense. We saw what that Bears defense could do.
And don't forget, we still got Deshaun Elliott.
So you got so you know, it gives you and with the receivers in that division, when you got the Chases and the T. Higginses and the Zay Flowers cats over there, you got to have. I would imagine that the Browns will probably early in the draft whoever the highest ranked wide receiver is. You better have a secondary to deal with them, but that's mainly dealing with the Bengals. You better have a good secondary when you're playing against the Bengals. So that's some of the moves there. Really like that. We talked about Kyler already.
Yeah.
We talked about Kyler. I like this move here. I don't think it's official. I have to go back and check because he said that he hadn't signed anything. Brock Hoffman. He hadn't officially signed. I'll have to go back and check with that. He went on his Twitter. He said, I haven't signed anything, but we're working on it. He's a guy. He's a lunch pail kind of guy. He's not an elite lineman, but he doesn't make a lot of mistakes. He's going to play hard. He's going to give you everything he got. his issue in Dallas was, and I was talking with Mona about this a little bit before the show. He just was in an unfortunate situation that he was behind a bunch of first-round picks. If you're a first-round pick, those first-round pick guys are going to always get first dibs. Well, this guy doesn't get an opportunity because he's a first-round pick. He's going to always, because they have draft capital invested in this guy.
This right here, this is what it says.
Okay.
Steelers head coach McCarthy is bringing a familiar face along with him. Former Dallas Cowboys offensive lineman Hoffman is signing with the Steelers, according to Schultz. Hoffman was non-tendered by the Cowboys and allowed him to hit free agency. Now he lands a one-year deal with another historic NFL franchise.
Okay, so I guess he went ahead and signed it. It was he had did a tweet, put out a tweet that he hadn't officially signed. Look, he's a guy. He's going to come out. He plays very hard, a gym rat, and he just didn't get the opportunity to play because Dallas had both of their guards are first round picks. He's not going to get to play over those guys. He's just not. So this is an opportunity for him to go. And again, in that scheme there, he played with Mike McCarthy in Dallas. He knows him very well. They're going to run a power running game with Rico Dowdle. That's a very good fit for them. So I like that.
We lost Jamalo.
I think he went to the Chargers. I think he went to the Chargers. We'll see there. Look, Raiders, and I want to talk. We don't have a slide for it, but I want to talk a little bit about this. That was the big news of the week. Originally, Max Crosby was traded to the Ravens for 2 first-round picks. He failed his physical, and they rescinded the trade. He goes back to the Raiders, and the very next day,
like you said, though, we knew that he wasn't going to really pass a physical. He just had surgery.
I think that they had buyer's remorse. I think that they looked there. It's like, okay.
I don't think they did. I think they realized Trey Hendrickson was going to be available, and they just said, let's get him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Buyer's remorse is like, okay, I can get the same quality. I said this on Coffee Talk, and Mona, I want your opinion on this. I like Max Crosby. I like Trey Hendrickson. I view them in the same caliber of player, okay? I don't view them in the same light that I do prime TJ Watt. I don't view them in the same light that I view Myles Garrett. I think Myles Garrett, my personal opinion, I think Myles Garrett is a generational unicorn. I don't view Trey Hendrickson or Myles Garrett, Max Crosby in the same tier as those guys. But if I can get the same tier guy, and one I have to give up 2 first-round picks, and the other one I can just get off of free agency, I'm going to go with that. So I think that's what happened. But here's the bad news for the Ravens. Going forward, teams are going to look. It's kind of a gentleman-like agreement, verbal agreement. Hey, I'm going to sell you my car for $5,000. Okay. And come and get the money on Friday, and I'll buy the car on Friday. And then on Friday, you're like, hey, you know what? I found the same car for $3,000. That's okay. Well, I'm kind of pissed off because I'm like, okay, I didn't sell the car. I could have sold. You told me you were going to buy the car, right?
Right.
You told me you were going to buy the car. You found the same car in a different color, and you're paying $1,000 less for it. But we had a verbal agreement. And that just goes to show you in business, let's not forget, professional football. This is a business. No deal is complete until the ink is, until you put pen to paper. So I would say the Ravens won this because you got Trey Hendrickson. You have to, and you still got your 2 first-round picks. But going forward, if I'm a team and I'm doing business with the Ravens, I ain't really. I'm gonna be a little bit hesitant when I do business with you. So you see the Raiders have been very busy in free agency. Eric Stokes, Malcolm Kuntz, Tyler Linderbaum. We talked about that a little bit. Jalen Naylor, he was like the slot receiver for the Vikings. Kwity Paye, he a pretty good edge rusher. Now you got somebody who's going to be on the other side of Max Crosby. I think there's still a possibility that Max Crosby can be traded. I just don't think people are going to give up 2 first-round picks
I'll let
for him.
this next one.
Nakobe Dean, and they get both of the former Georgia linebackers. They played at Georgia together in that national championship team that beat Alabama. I think they were on that team together. I really did. I think was it I think it was Alabama. I'm not for sure. Don't quote me on that. But and this is what you can do when you're not paying a quarterback. You got the number 1 overall pick. More than likely, you're going to probably draft Fernando Mendoza, quarterback out of Indiana. So when you don't have to pay your quarterback, it gives you flexibility to do stuff like that. So
it was not even a pretty national championship. I mean,
yeah,
come on.
Yeah, that was when the SEC was winning national championships. Not so much.
33 to 18.
Yeah. We talked about Pacheco a little bit. He's going to be that power back to Gibbs. So he's got to stay healthy. Now he shouldn't have to carry as much of a load. Now we're going to find out a lot about Gibbs too, because I don't view Gibbs as that kind of guy. I don't want Gibbs getting 20, 25 carries either, because he's now as fast as he is. Now I also believe you got to have a little bit. I told you I'm a sizes. Gibbs is probably one of the faster backs, 4.36 type guy, but he's not the biggest guy. He's like right around 200 pounds, maybe. And I don't want the wear and tear him. He's about to get a big payday. So this is good. Pacheco gets to stay. He's not going to get the type of carries that he got where he was the bell cow with the Chiefs, but he
doesn't need that.
He doesn't need to. He doesn't need to. Bradley Chubb, former Dolphin. Bradley Chubb, he goes to the Bills. I like this move for them. First off, you're getting to stick it to the Dolphins, who've had a fire sale down there, 3 years, right around, $12-13 million a year. This is your Joey Bosa. This is an upgrade over Joey Bosa. I made fun about Joey Bosa, and I think I was right. I go, Joey Bosa, he stayed fairly healthy, but Joey Bosa is a shell of himself. You got a guy here who can win one-on-one. He's a big guy. Go on that defensive line, get after quarterbacks. You got to be able to get after the quarterback. I like that for them. I also like somewhat of the move for them. We don't have a slide for it. Them getting DJ Moore, former Bears wide receiver DJ Moore. I don't view him as a wide receiver 1, but he's an upgrade. He is an upgrade over the receivers that they've had over there. And with Keon Coleman, this is a big year for you. You basically got your coach fired. Okay, McDermott got fired, and a lot of it is because of you, because they had expectations for you to be their wide receiver 1, and you ain't it. You were a healthy scratch for some games last year. That is unacceptable. What they want you to be their number 1. So you go out. I don't view DJ Moore as that type of guy, but he's an upgrade over what they've had. So the Bills, they have the least amount of salary cap space right now. I think they got like $100,000, but they have been busy going out, getting a good edge rusher, going to go get what will probably be their wide receiver 1. So congratulations to all those guys. Okay. Your thoughts on that, Mona? What do you think about this?
I completely agree with you.
We talked about this a little bit. Ravens getting Trey Hendrickson now. Poor Joe Burrow. I feel so bad. Can y'all help? Can somebody help Joe Burrow? If I'm Joe Burrow, I'm asking for a trade, man. I'm really asking. Like,
I told you, we could find a home for Joe Burrow in Pittsburgh.
This guy just can't catch a break. He cannot catch a break. Not only do you lose your best defender, and this, I talk. Some of y'all get mad at me, Marcus. You're always putting my team down, Cleveland Browns.
Why is Zach Taylor still the head coach of the Bengals?
Why did you not trade Trey Hendrickson last year and get something for him? You just let him walk out the door for nothing, and then this is nearly as bad as the Giants letting Saquon leave and go to the Eagles so he can beat you up twice a year. You don't do that. Like, trade him while he has some trade value. You just let him walk out the door, you get nothing, and then he gets to smash your quarterback twice a year. That's dereliction of duty, man. That's dereliction of duty. And that's all. Do you know what team? What the team that I think they had the least amount of sacks last year. Don't quote me. I don't know if they were the worst, but they were one of the worst. The Ravens. That was their issue. They couldn't get to the quarterback. They had no pass rush. They had no pass rush. Now you let them, a guy who just 2 years ago had 17 and a half sacks for 2 straight years, and you let him go to your division rival, to your division for nothing. That's terrible. That's just bad. Pacheco is a victim of having a wide receiver in Todd.
And if they had traded him last year, Henderson last year, you got to trade him out of your division.
Yes, and you have control. You like you're going to the NFC. You're going to the NFC South. You're going to the Saints. You're going to the Saints. You're going to the Cardinals. We're going to trade you to the Cardinals. You let him leave and stay in the division, because once he's a free agent, he can go wherever he wants to. And now he's going to stick it to you. He's going to stick it to you twice a year. You let him stay in the division. That's dereliction of duty. Pacheco's a victim of having a wide receiver and Todd Pinkston being running back coach, a high school coach coaching. No, what it is Pacheco was never going to have a long career. You want to know who Pacheco is, Dwayne? He's what Cam Scatterboo is going to be if he keeps playing the way that he plays.
Yeah.
That's what he's going to be. You cannot run like that. Everybody who played running back, raise your hand. Okay? You cannot run like the way he runs, okay? And think you're going to have a 15-year career, because you're not. He runs into brick walls 20 times a game. You cannot do that. You cannot do that. You cannot be Cam Newton. Cam Newton as a quarterback, he ran like that, running the ball. And guess what? His career was over by the time he was 32 years old. When you play that style of ball, it's not conducive to a long career. That has nothing to do with his coach. Pacheco ran like that at Rutgers too. He ran like that at Rutgers. And it's like, look, dude, live to fight another day. You cannot keep running like that. And then you start having lower leg injuries. It saps you of your speed. So now you don't have speed. So now you're taking even more punishment. So hopefully with the Lions, he doesn't have to. He's not going to get as many carries up there because he's not as good as Gibbs. So 10, 12 carries a game, that'll be good for him. Romeo Doubs, former Green Bay wide receiver. He leaves Green Bay. He goes to the Patriots. I like this for them. This is your Stephon Diggs replacement. I think with Stephon Diggs, they just got tired of the antics. Stephon Diggs, for all of his skills, after a while, and Mona, you can attest to this with some of the receivers that you've had with the Steelers.
Yep.
They get tired. Every week is something. You and Cardi B, or you're beating up your cook. And once your skill level starts to go down, and we're paying you a lot of money, you know what they say? I get this guy out of here. They'll put up with you as long as you're producing. You're not a 1,600 yard receiver like you were with Buffalo. You're a 1,100 yard receiver now with off the field issues. Tyreek Hill, you see how fast they got rid of his ass in Miami?
Yeah. And
now you're coming off of a lower leg injury where you shredded your knee and your leg was backwards, and now all of that world-class speed that you have, and then you're fighting police officers and you got 20 baby mamas and all of this stuff. And it's just it gets to be a pain in the ass. Romeo Doubs, forgive the Guardian cap. It looks terrible. I hate those damn things, but he's a good receiver. Those look so bad. It looks so. He looked like Lord Helmet on Spaceballs.
Could you imagine Malik Willis wearing a Guardian cap?
You look like Lord
his
Helmet.
his head's already big. Could you imagine? It
Yeah.
would be like having
Yeah.
a balloon.
Yeah. He looked like Lord Helmet off of Spaceballs. That's what you look like. Rick Moranis. That's what you look like. Look, I understand it's a safety issue, and look, concussions are nothing. Some people should be forced to wear them. Tua, some people should be forced to wear them. But look, if it makes you feel better and you keep from concussion, but Romeo Doubs, all jokes aside, is a pretty good wide receiver. I don't view him as a top 10 wide receiver one either.
You gotta leave. What do you keep? Are you messing with your microphone?
My headpiece came out. My earpiece came
Oh,
out.
okay.
Yeah. So I don't view him as a wide receiver one like that. But he's for them. He will probably be their best wide receiver. And then I think this was also, again, like I tell y'all, when they draft a guy in the first round, oh, he's going to sit back and no. When they draft a guy in the first round, he's going to play. Last year, the Packers drafted Matthew Golden from Texas in the first round. One of those guys, they got all of these receivers up there with Green Bay. You got Christian Watson, and you got Dontavion Wicks, and you got Jalen Reed. You can't keep all of these receivers. You just paid Christian Watson. You just drafted a guy in the first round, so it's just a numbers game. So this guy here, I don't view him as a wide receiver one, but he's a pretty good wide receiver, and he should be able to develop some type of relationship with Drake May. He'll probably be the best receiver that he's got over there. So congratulations to him. He'll get an opportunity to finally get the targets, because as a wide receiver, you got to have targets. That's what makes you successful. You got to get targets. If I'm only getting 3 or 4 targets a game, I can't really showcase my talents. Now, we had talked about this a little bit. We'll go over it real quick. Steelers have remade their secondary. Look, when you're putting your team together, the first priority when you're putting your team together is counteracting everybody in your division.
That's
or
right.
teams that you're more than likely going to see in the playoffs. When you got to see the Bengals twice a year with T. Higgins and Jamar Chase, you better have a secondary. You better have a secondary ready to go, because those guys, you can't double them. You better have as many good defensive backs as you can. I like this. You're starting to see the emergence of Joey Porter Jr. as one of the upper echelon cornerback. I think he's due for a contract extension.
Yes. He will be playing for a contract next year. Yeah.
You saw the reemergence of Asante Samuel Jr. They just gave him an extension. I like that. This guy I think he had neck fusion surgery. This guy was highly touted. He was facing a career-threatening injury. He's played very well. And then, we talked about Ramsey moving to safety and getting a guy like Darnell Savage, a former first-round pick safety. So they are putting together a secondary over there to deal with, some of the threats in the AFC. And I like it. And then we talk about that wide receiver core we talked a little bit earlier about Michael Pittman. When you look at that wide receiver core, including their tight ends, no one is under 6'4". No one's under 6'4".
No, Kyle Duggar has not been picked up yet either off of free agency.
Yeah.
Don't be surprised if
he
still offer him a contract.
Yeah. So to come back, he played pretty well for them. So I like what they're doing over there. Mike McCarthy, he every year that he was with Dallas and Green Bay, he drafted a wide receiver. So I would imagine in this draft here, that's what they do. He goes and drafts wide receivers. I would imagine somewhere, not early, because you gave up a second for DK, and then you just paid Pittman, but probably 4th round or so. I could see them, some guys.
They got a lot of draft capital too.
Yeah, maybe they move up
this year.
Yeah. So if one of those, I think you see maybe 3 wide receivers go in the first round. I think Lemon, Carnell Tate.
I like that.
Two of them, Tate out of Ohio State. One of them got, you're going to have about 3 wide receivers going the first round. Steelers are picking at what, 21, 22? One of those guys fall. Now, considering on the defensive side, they've covered up a lot of their holes over there in the secondary.
Yeah.
You spent 2 early picks last year. Sawyer, Jack Sawyer, and then the lineman from Oregon. You know, you drafted him, so they got a lot of flexibility.
I've seen a lot of people talking about Sawyer and not liking what he was doing on the.
I like him.
I like what he was doing.
Who's the offer? It was a defensive.
I mean, I just thought he did a good job. When he was in the game, I felt like he did what he was supposed to be doing.
Be an all-pro as a rookie. Y'all do understand that he's playing behind T.J. Watt, Alex Highsmith, Nate Herbig. Y'all do understand that, right? He's not going to get that many snaps. He's not. Why is he's not getting? He's because he's a rookie. He's not starting over T.J. Watt. He's not starting over Alex Highsmith. He's not starting over Nate Herbig. He's going to be. He's going to go in there and maybe get 10 snaps a game, maybe. So the lineman, the defensive lineman, though, who was that? The defensive lineman who got hurt earlier in the season. The Cam Hayward replacement kid from Oregon. What's his name? Now he would see a few more snaps, but Cam Hayward just signed an extension again just now, just like this week.
He signed an extension the last 3 years.
Yeah, so this kid here, that's good for him. He gets to kind of sit behind this guy and come in and get groomed by Cam Hayward. Cam Hayward, a Hall of Famer?
I absolutely think he is.
First ballot?
Listen, I'm going to tell you something.
Okay.
The last 2 years, he has played high caliber football.
He has.
I mean, he really has. This guy has just been absolutely amazing.
Who's the kid from Oregon that y'all drafted? I'm trying to. His name is like right on the tip of my tongue. I can't think of. I remember Jack Sawyer from Ohio State. I like that. That's your long-term T.J. Watt replacement, in my opinion.
Was it Benton?
No.
DeMarvin Leal, maybe.
He was your first-round pick.
Oh,
the first-round pick kid, the defensive tackle.
I can't think of his name. Harmon.
Derek Harmon. That's his name.
Yep. Thank you, Doc.
He's in a good spot. And again, he's getting groomed behind Cam Hayward. So I like everything that they're doing over here. And look, with all of that, we still as soon as we find out something about quarterback, I still think you gotta find a quarterback, because right now, as it stands right now, Steelers got the worst quarterback in the division. As it stands right now, today. Because that would mean that the kid would have to start. As of today. Now, I'm not saying by the time the season starts. As of today, the Steelers have the worst quarterback in the division today. Now, I don't know. Now, if Aaron Rodgers comes back or Kirk Cousins or whatever you say.
The Browns. I don't.
Shedor's a starter. He's a starter. I'm saying as of today. As of today, I'm not saying
he took over, but he didn't start last year. But he did take over.
That's what I'm saying, though. He's a starter.
But that don't mean he's going to be.
I'm saying as of today, will Howard end up being better than him? I don't know. Maybe so, maybe not. But as of today, because we don't know what it's going to be. As of today, the Steelers have the worst quarterback room in the division, and that is not conducive. And look, to me, you got to find your long term. It's almost to the point of you have to. We talk about this off the air, Mona. Would you rather have one really bad year? Because I ask you all the time, you're like, I like Mona.
Well, it's not that I don't want to have a bad year. Yeah. I just know that Tomlin wasn't going to have a bad season. Yeah. Everybody before the season started said this is going to be his first losing season, and I said, how the hell do you see that? Well, how the hell do you see that when I think we're going to win our division?
Yeah.
You know,
The thing about it is, and I've said this, and I think I've been proven right, but you're in limbo.
right?
And I don't like being in limbo. I don't like being
I
in limbo.
Aaron Rodgers last year. You knew that.
Yeah.
Who did I want to stay in Pittsburgh?
Who'd you want to stay? You wanted you
I
wanted
wanted
Justin
Fields.
Fields. You
I
wanted
wanted
Fields.
Justin Fields. I still think
I-
that the Steelers broke his
Broke that
heart
kid.
in
Yeah.
two.
Yeah, they did. And I don't
They
think he
broke-
recovered. I don't think he recovered. And when he went to I don't think he really wanted to
well,
the Jets. I didn't think he wanted to go to
We're
the
going to
Jets.
do shit with the Jets anyway.
Yeah. I don't think he would.
Jets the worst team in the NFL.
Yeah. I don't think he wanted.
You know?
And now I don't know where he goes. I don't know where, because even the teams that need a quarterback now.
Well, Pittsburgh broke him.
Yeah.
I don't think he goes anywhere in the NFL.
He's not
now.
going to the Raiders. The Raiders got the number. They're not gonna get him, and they got the number 1 pick to draft Mendoza. So it's like even the teams that need quarterbacks, they're not gonna go get him. So his career might. Your career might be over. So it's look, this quarterback. The NFL has a quarterback development problem. They have a quarterback
I will
development
be
problem.
honest with you. If
Okay.
they had left Fields in the season that because Rush got hurt, so Fields had to start the season.
Yeah.
If they had left Fields in because he was winning,
And he was getting. We talked about this. He was getting better every week. We're like, wow,
Every
look at that
week.
throw he made. Look at that throw, because that's been the thing that's been the main criticism. He can't throw the ball accuracy. He was getting better every week. He was getting more comfortable. And then you still had the running element. You had the running element. I believe, I'm going to say this. I'm going to put this on wax. I'm going to put this on wax right now. I believe that Justin Fields is the 3rd best running quarterback in the NFL. And stats prove it. I think it's Lamar. I think it's Josh Allen. And then I think it's Justin Fields. Let us not forget, there's been 3 quarterbacks in the 105-year history of the NFL that have run for 1,000 yards. Michael Vick, Lamar Jackson, and
Justin Fields.
And Lamar has done it twice. So when he decides to take off, and he's not, I have described Justin Fields as a cross between Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen. He's not as big as Josh, but he's not as small as Lamar. He's not as fast as Lamar, but he's faster than Josh Allen. He's like a Josh Allen. If you mash them together to make a player, that's what Justin Fields is. And y'all can't find a way to keep this kid on the field, especially when we've seen what we just saw with Sam Darnold. He's a bum. Oh, Malik Willis, he's a bum with Tennessee. They started. Who was that kid that they started? I can't even think the kid that they started with all the muscles, the quarterback. I can't even think of his name. Y'all got rid of him for him. And he's benched. And they draft Cam Ward number 1 overall. Y'all have a quarterback development problem. Y'all just give up on these kids. So
Dalton said Will Levis.
Will Levis, yeah. Malik Willis got benched for him.
I know.
He got benched for him. And Will Levis is he even on the team now? He's starting over Cam Ward. I think he's still on their team. I think because he got hurt. He got hurt. He's not starting over Cam Ward. Cam Ward's the number 1 overall pick. So you're in limbo. Will Levis. It's Lebis.
Oh, I know.
Like Levi's. I think he's still.
It's pronounced Levis.
Yeah. But
that shows he's still with the Titans.
He's still with the Titans. What are you? 3rd string now? 2nd or 3rd string? Because he was like 3rd when your boy Mason Rudolph went there. He was like 3rd string. He was like 3rd string when Mason was there for that year. So we got to stop with this. This guy, he's a bum. He's a bust. He's never going to be any good. It's just y'all heard me say it once. You hear me say it a million times. Where you go matters.
Yes.
Who you play with matters. Oh, this guy, he's way better than this guy. Is it? Is he? Or is he in a better
Look
situation?
how many college quarterbacks who come out of college who had all-star players around them in college
We did a piece
go in
on
the
that.
NFL and
We did a piece on that on Alphabet Spits. We talked the Tim Tebow's. Oh, he's awesome. And look at what he did in college. Yes, it helps when you have the Pouncey twins on your offensive line, and Aaron Hernandez at tight end, and Chris Rennie, an Olympic sprinter, and Percy Harvin at wide receiver. It helps. It helps a lot. It helps a lot. It makes you look better than what you really are. It makes you look way better. Oh, do we know that Will Howard can play? Look at, he won a national championship. Do you know who his receivers were at Ohio State? Y'all know that the receivers. Look, there was a time where it was who's wide receiver universities, Alabama or Ohio State. I think it's Ohio State now. Marvin Harrison Jr., Carnell Tate, JSN. All these guys that they've been putting out there. And probably next year, in the next year's draft, probably going to be Jeremiah Smith.
Yeah.
Okay? These are all of the guys that have been coming out of Ohio State. That's who Will Howard played with. So look at what he did. Look who he played with. I'd rather have a guy like a Big Ben Roethlisberger who played at Miami of Ohio and carried the entire team, or a Josh Allen who carried the entire Wyoming team. Yes, the powerhouse of the Wyoming Cowboys. Or Aaron Rodgers at University of Cal Berkeley. I don't want a guy from USC or Ohio State or Alabama, because Alabama quarterback state, again, when you're throwing to Julio Jones and Amari Cooper and Jalen Waddle and and Mechie and Devontae Smith, and you got Najee Harris in the backfield, and you got all of these guys around you, it makes you look really good. And you got 3 first-round picks on your offense.
You got all these All-American players around you.
Oh, he's awesome. Look at what he's doing. Look at this guy. He's getting all these sacks. Okay, look at who he has on the other side of him. Look who he's got on the other.
That's the reason why I still don't think Ty Simpson's going to be NFL worthy. I just don't.
And again, it depends on. Now, I like what's happening. Now, I actually like what's happening with Will Howard, because he's getting to sit back. You for 1 year, you get to sit behind Aaron Rodgers, who's a genuine, bona fide first ballot Hall of Famer, right? Genuine, yep. And you get to sit back. Was Will Howard ready to go out there and start on day one? Because that's how these kids get ruined. You throw them out there on day one. They get the crap beat out of them. They lose their confidence, like a Baker Mayfield or a Sam Darnold or a Zach Wilson. And look, Sam Darnold is a case study for a lot of this, because his story could have ended very badly.
Yeah.
Very badly. You know? Everybody's calling the kid from Indianapolis. He's a bum, Marcus. He's a bum. He sucks. Anthony Richardson. Let Anthony Richardson go sit behind Matthew Stafford for a couple of years, and and revisit it with Sean McVay as his coach, and you get to play with Puka in practice, and learn from Matthew Stafford, and play with Sean McVay and Devontae Adams, and then let's revisit it. So a lot of times it's not this guy. He's just better. No, he's in a better situation. We can like players. We got to look, he's in a way better. Again, I tell people all the time, look, I got his plaque right over. I got his plaque right. Y'all see that plaque over there? Where is it at? My Emmitt Smith plaque over there. Y'all see that Emmitt Smith plaque? All-time leading rusher. Ask me who the best running back in history is. Ask me. Because I'm like, put Barry on the Cowboys offense line, and put Emmett with the Lions, and let's see who's better. Oh, he's way better. He's got way more yards than Barry. Yes, because he had a Hall of Fame quarterback in Troy Aikman, a Hall of Fame wide receiver in Michael Irvin, and and maybe the greatest offensive line in history. And the 92 Dallas defense was pretty damn good too. They're one of the better.
And a pretty good damn tight end.
Novacek and Barry and Deion Sanders.
Novacek was one of my favorites.
You know what I'm saying? So it's where you end up sometimes. Where you end up. We're starting to see right now, Mona, who's a better quarterback, C.J. Stroud or Bryce Young?
Bryce Young.
Do you see what I'm saying? Put C.J. Stroud on the Panthers in year one. Oh, C.J. Stroud, offensive rookie of the year. Yeah, he did have it helps when you got Nico Collins and Tank Dell and Joe Mixon in the backfield, and Bryce Young's over in Carolina getting
I bet you ask players on the Texans in a secret ballot who they'd rather have a quarterback, Bryce Young or C.J. Stroud.
You see
They're going to take Bryce Young.
You see what I'm saying? So a lot of times, and then sometimes guys get out to an early start. There were people saying, "Oh, Jaden Daniels, he's way better than Caleb Williams." Caleb Williams went number 1. Jaden Daniels went number 2. Put Jaden Daniels behind Chicago's offensive line with Luther Burden and the running back that they have, Swift and those two running backs that they have, and Colston Loveland and all those guys, and put Caleb Williams on the Commanders with no offensive line.
Hey, look, Dalton, listen, Bryce Young, when he started with the Panthers, had the worst offensive line in the league.
Yeah.
I mean, and the only reason why he survived, and if you go back
to the running game, because they had a running game.
Well, that he could run the ball.
Yeah. But handing off the ball to Chuba Hubbard at the time, Chuba was like top 3 or 4 in rushing. That helps. But you're just not you're not out there just running for your like CJ Stroud's out there with Joe Mixon and Nico Collins and Tank Dell. Okay.
Right.
And Dalton Schultz at tight end. Okay. And a top 5 defense. And the coach of the year.
Well, I mean, the Panthers traded away all their talent
to get him.
To be able to get Bryce Young.
Yeah.
So, and now they are actually building that team around Bryce Young.
Yeah.
Usually you want to build your team and then get your franchise quarterback. And that's basically what Pittsburgh did with Big Ben. I mean, you look at the offensive line that they had when Big Ben was brought in to replace Tommy Maddox. And then you had a number 1 defense across the board for about 2 or 3 years.
And you got Fast Willie Parker and Jerome Bettis and Deuce and Deuce Staley.
Deuce Staley, who when Bettis went down for this, he missed about 5 or 6 games.
And Heath Miller at tight end.
Yeah. Yeah. And it wasn't just Heath Miller. We also had the other tight end, and I cannot think of what his name was, but he was a hell of a blocking tight end that occasionally would go out and catch the ball and just run over top of defensive players.
So
what the hell?
What I want to see this year, what I want to. No, that was years later. That was years.
Well, no, he played with Heath Miller.
Vance McDonald did?
Yeah. Yeah.
You may be right, but what I want to see for the Raiders with them having the number 1 pick, okay? By the way, start turning in y'all's mock drafts. I'll put the link down there, pff.com. It's free. Go up in there, tag me with your things. Same deal. Whoever wins it, I'll send you an Alphabets football show t-shirt. Shout out to my guy Bo. He won last year. He got me for a t-shirt last year. But start doing y'all's mock draft. What I want to see with the Raiders, and it's looking like what they're doing, is, and let's not forget, Tom Brady's part of that ownership team over there. And then they got the defensive coordinator from the Seahawks.
Well, let's also keep it a buck. We all know that the hoodie in New England, all he did was coach defense. Yeah. He was the defensive mind, and Tom Brady ran that offense when he was in New England.
Him and who's the he's the offensive coordinator again now. Josh McDaniels.
I was gonna say
Josh
McDaniel.
Josh McDaniels. He's been their defense. He's been their offensive coordinator like 3 separate times. He was there, and then he left, and he went to the Broncos with Tebow. Then he went back, and then he went to the the Raiders, and then he went back to he's always over there. So
Yeah.
where you it's long story short, where you go matters. Okay, so we will. That's all we got today. Look, this is the first week of free agency. We'll come back.
No.
If there's something major, look, there are still a few dominoes out there that need to fall.
You're right.
What's that?
Miller retired in 2015, and McDonald didn't come to the team until 2017.
Yeah, I knew that but being walked into a great situation, not like Eli did when being the number 1 pick, and you're going to the worst team.
Eli probably had 3 or 4 concussions that first season with the Giants,
and nearly got benched. And what saved him was when he got drafted, they had Kurt Warner. Kurt Warner came over from the Rams, and he started there for a little bit. Then Kurt finally left, and he went to the Cardinals and played your Steelers in the Super Bowl. But that first couple of years, he got the living crap beat out of him.
Yeah, he was black and blue.
So it helps. So we're about to get out of here. I got to go get baby girl for the movies. Mona, last words before we get ready to get up out of here.
Just looking forward to our trip next week or next month.
I'm loving that. Yeah, it's going to be fun. I'm ready to get up out of here, just making final arrangements. I need a break, man. If y'all know of any good places to eat in Pittsburgh, let me know. What is the dish and what is like every city's known for something. What is Pittsburgh known for food wise?
Probably I'm thinking they're Philly steak and cheese sandwiches.
I mean, yeah, it's in the same state as Philadelphia, so I would imagine probably a Philly cheesesteak.
I think they have one called the Roethlisberger that's supposed to be like a Philly steak and cheese type.
And see, yeah, you said the magic word for me, burger. So that's I'll eat a burger.
Roethlisberger has I think
like brisket on it. Got like brisket or steak.
No, I think it's like a Philly steak and cheese type sandwich. I'm not real sure. I haven't never been there, so
Works for me. Works for me, man. Works for me. We appreciate y'all coming out. Make sure y'all tune into I don't do coffee talk every day, but I'm gonna try to do it because look, this is the slow time of year for us. As it gets closer to the draft, maybe in the next maybe the first week in April, we'll start doing our mock draft. We'll do like 10. I think we do like 10, 11, 10, 11, something like that. 11, 11, 11, 11, 11, 10, 11, 11, 10, 10, 10, 10, 11, 11. That's how we do. We do 10 picks, 10 or 11 picks. We'll figure it out like we do every year. I'll put the link in there, pff.com. Just go up in there. It's free. You can do as many as you want. And look, this is without trades. That's what makes it so. We had 2 winners last year, Bo and JPP. I think they both got like 8 right. So start doing those, and I'll shoot you a t-shirt for whoever wins that. Okay, y'all have a great one. We appreciate you. I gotta go pick up baby girl. Mona, I will talk to you. I need to talk to you anyways, but it's good. It's good.
Okay.
when somebody said, I always say it's good, because when somebody, like a lot of times with Marcus, I need to talk to you, it was never anything. It was never good. Yeah, man. Marcus, I need to talk to you. My ex-wife, Marcus, I need to talk to you. I hate when you say that, because it's never anything good. It's never anything good. But we appreciate y'all. If you missed the show, watch it. Dwayne, if you could chop up some of these and make them into reels, you may not can watch a 2 hour long show, but you can watch a 3-minute reel. Okay, check those out. Check out the reels from Coffee Talk. Okay, I think I do pretty good over there. I think I sound and look pretty good over there. I think my mom says so. My daughter, so that's
all matters, right?
Yeah, they're my co-hosts. I'm my co-host. I like Marcus. I like what you said there. But y'all have a good one. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy your weekend. We appreciate y'all. This was a short notice thing, but we'll be popping up our heads every now and then, and as it gets closer to the draft, and then we'll hope to see everybody there. Okay. Y'all have a good night. See ya.
Yeah, what can I do for you, Rod? You just tell me, what can I do for you?
It's a very personal, very important thing. Hell, it's a family motto. Are you ready, Jerry?
I'm ready.
I want to make sure you're ready, brother. Here it is. Show me the money.
Yeah. I've been on the come up, running to the ones go. Boy, I got that one up, hustle when the funds low. Sundown to sun up, all I want is the cash. Now homie, run me the stash, put the ones in the bag. Now count up, count up, count up, count up. I'm talking 1 milli, 2 milli, 3 milli, 4 billy, 5 billy. I'm illy. I've been on the come up, counting money till my thumbs hurt. No Birdman, bitch, but I'm a stunner. Just watch how you run up. I keep a couple gunners. I've been grinding all winter just to flex all over summer shit. Wrist cold when I fall through. Rose gold to my arm, boo. In and out of my city, but come whenever I call you. Who gon' love me more than when I'm stacking out on tour? Them hoes that made it past security, they knocking on my door. You gon' be there when they gone. Show my love by getting more. Hustle so you ain't alone. You won't leave me, that's for sure. I'm talking Benjis, Franklin's, all these hundos on my floor. I just broke a couple bands, believe me, I've been going hard. I'm tipping bottle after bottle, swerving model after model. Who won't cash? That's the motto. Spend it like I hit the lotto. Yeah, I'm loving my life. I know that I ain't shit without you. Actions speak louder than words. They broke cause they just talk about you, huh? I've been on the come up, running to the ones go. Boy, I got that one up, hustle when the funds low. Sundown to sun up, all I want is the cash. Now homie, run me the stash, put the ones in the bag. Now count up, count up, count up, count up. I'm talking 1 milli, 2 milli, 3 milli, 4 billy, 5 billy. I'm illy. Money bag after money bag, I'm the man now. Play the cards that I was dealt and I ain't need no handouts. Fresh on every set, get respect, mama out of debt. Got a new connect, we the best, homie run the check. Wifey got a new bag, new house, you mad? We just doing us, feeling wavy, fuck a do-rag. This that no stress flow, bobbing on my ex. She don't love cash, kiss my ass, baby XO. Thank you for that line, Mr. West, but I'm next though. Hey, you me the sad, bitch, I'm blessed, sipping XO. For the love of money, I stay fucking hungry. I parted ways with the kitchen, that just wasn't for me. Every show they love me, now I'm showing love back. They ain't taking nothing from me, so I throw a couple stacks. You win them in your town, have some fun, blow a bag. Fuck with me when I'm around, trust me, shorty, I be back, huh? I've been on the come up, running to the ones go. Boy, I got that one up, hustle when the funds low. Sundown to sun up, all I want is the cash. Now homie, run me the stash, put the ones in the bag. Now count up, count up, count up, count up. I'm talking 1 milli, 2 milli, 3 milli, 4 billy, 5 billy. I'm illy.